Ooh, I do feel refreshed after that wonderful, wonderful musical break. And in case you've just tuned in, I am the one and only Teej, and you are listening to Bearcast coming to you live from the Jack and Joe Stretch Studio, part of the Electronic Media Division at CCM. Never get tired of saying that. How you doing out there? No, I don't know, I just feel like I got this great energy about me, that sort of thing right there. Spring is here! It is here! It is around us! It is a part of us! Yes, Mother Nature has decided to turn her wonderful face towards us once again and has provided us with weather that's somewhat tolerable and not covered in ice. Isn't that nice? Of course, we've, kind of replaced that with rain as of late. Kept thinking that it was going to stop, and then I kept getting caught out there, that sort of bit right there. But Terry knows what I'm talking about. I was completely soaked earlier, and I was wearing jeans too. And I hate it when they get all, stuck to your legs and all. But I do love the fact that, spring's here, that sort of sense. And I've been getting to make use of my porch once again. Yes, that's right. We've been working on some flyers lately. And I thought that the best way to go about doing this would be to, use some charcoal in the whole project, that sort of sense right there. So be looking around campus for those. They should be coming to you hopefully in the next week, but you know how things get, that sort of thing. You get bogged down, and again, charcoal's messy, so I like to do that out on the porch, and weather's not nice, can't do much charcoal work, that sort of that sense right there. But do love to get a chance to hang out there, put on some good music, like this right now, Yellow Bird, Pretty Lights. Absolutely love this track. I need more stuff by them. That being said, though, I just like being able to relax out there and just let my mind go to that sort of artistic side of things. And, time just seems to, it just fades away into the stillness of it all, and you just go into that wonderful trance of creativity. You know what I'm talking about, right? That wonderful, wonderful sort of, you just lose all sense of time and just awareness of around you. You just are focused in on something in particular, and that something is something beautiful. Ideally, or it's just, some sort of monstrous bit of satire that I'm working on. Which is almost all the time anymore, it seems like. That sort of sense right there. And Terry's out of the room! Okay, I got some new news about Susan. Susan the gnome that's in here in the studio with me right now. I assume she can hear me, that sort of sense right there. But she's still bogged down with the chores and all, which is unfortunate to say. For those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, that has to do with the fact that there was a castle that appeared here over winter break. That sort of sense right there. Really intricate, really beautiful, fully furnished. Turns out that there's gnomes living in there, right? We got a gnome colony here in the studio. I think it's great and wonderful, except for the fact that, I don't know, communication between whatever I am. I mean, they're trying to classify me as a human, but I think we all know that's not true. That being said, though, it seems like there's that animosity between the races, the different species of animal, and that seems sad, because I think that we're all here to collaborate anyways, despite the collaboration's not working. No, but, so it's been a bit dicey, that sort of sense, and unfortunately Susan got in trouble for communicating with me, and so things have been getting a little bit better at least, and I want to go out there and thank everyone who has been able to help support this gnome colony. Like I reported, I think the last couple of weeks, supplies have been very low for them as they haven't been able to go out and get fresh food in that sort of sense. And so, actually, I'd like to particularly thank, if Clive Martin is out there listening, your contribution was actually really, really appreciated. Just provided a couple of clementines, some grapes, and a tiny basket of sunflower seeds, which, that is awfully cute of you, man, seriously. And apparently it was, handcrafted, so, I think that the populace of male basket weavers is definitely underrepresented in our society, and I think that needs to be there needs to be a call of action behind that, because male basket weaving is actually a beautiful, beautiful sport, of course, and often associated with extreme underwater basket weaving. But we don't even want to go with that topic right there. It just gets crazy. No, so again, thank you so much, Clive Martin, and any other individuals who would love to help this gnome colony out here in the studio. Again, tensions have been a little bit high, but again, we're just trying to solve this, create a sense of positivity around there. And if you'd ever like to get in contact with Susan, you can always slip a note under the studio door, and she should be able to get that to her. Make sure you address it to her, though, at least. Write her name there or something like that. She has a beautiful speaking voice, and would love to share some ideas or even provide you with some knowledge about gnome culture, because again, it was something before this semester I had no idea about, which is really great to get that experience there. Now again, I keep saying all these things about Susan and how great she is, but I've never actually met her before. You know, it's just been through mail. It's just been through this kind of, I don't know, impersonal communication, and it just seems weird at this point, but of course they're not going to let her ever meet me, probably, and I got some really bad news, actually. I have met some of the gnomes lately, and it's been really great getting to know them. Anuki actually came out, and we had a very, very nice conversation. She's actually really good friends with Susan, and it happens to be, how do I put this? I think the gnomes are going to be leaving pretty soon. I know that their whole purpose here was to, take refuge for the winter and all, and because, things are turning around, things are looking better, it's well to assume that they might leave in the next week. And, I don't know, that it's a little bit sad. I know it's a little bit silly, that sort of sense right there. I mean, I've been doing this show for so long, and the gnomes have never been there before, but I don't know, I've just gotten used to their presence a little bit, that sort of cheerfulness, that sort of like, the community that we've been able to provide in the studio right there, and I don't know, it's just going to be weird with them gone. And Susan, I've never got to meet Susan, and she's going to be leaving already? That seems so unfair. Anuki was great to talk to, that sort of thing, and I've been learning so much from her. She came out and dressed in white, beautiful, beautiful gold hair, and such a kind and gentle individual right there, and hopefully maybe I will get to meet Susan sometime before she leaves, but she's been pretty much my mode of communication to her directly at this point right now. And again, Susan, if you're out there listening, it'd be wonderful to be able to meet you in person at least once before you left out there. And I understand that, times change and gnomes need to move on in that sort of sense right there, but you've been a good friend this semester, and I'm really just sad to see you go. You know what? This is getting too sad of, a note and that sort of bit right there. We need to turn things around. I know that that's not what Susan wants to hear right now. I bet I know what Susan wants to hear. And hopefully you do too. Let's change it around. Let's try to get some dancing going on in here. That's what I love right here. That's the whole thing. That's what we need to do more often. Oh, God. One of the things that I hate most about trying to DJ in this country, I'm not sure if it's like the Midwest. I'm not sure if it's white people. I'm not sure if it's America. Those are like the big three that I like to blame, right there. Especially white people. God, you guys never like to dance. Drives me crazy. No one likes to dance around here. It seems like we've gotten rid of that, and I have a number of theories as to why that is, but no one wants to dance anymore. And so, you know what? Any of you out listening right now, I'm going to be dancing in the studio. You should be dancing at home, and hopefully Susan's tapping her toes while she's at her chores. Here's Sweet Nothin' featuring Florence Welch, and her voice is amazing.